Here lah. So tutorial number 1, STA104. This cover chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Chapter number 1, which is introduction to statistics, and chapter number 2 is a descriptive statistics, means the organization of data and descriptive statistics. So if you refer to my workbook, it will cover until chapter number 3 lah, right? So in your syllabus until chapter number 2, but in my workbook until chapter number 3, right? Okay, so let's look at question number 1. State whether each statement below is true or false. So dia tak berapa clear. It's okay. So state whether statement below true or false. So the type of question that allow a person the most freedom to respond is open-ended question. Is it true or is it false? It's true, right? So open-ended allow respondent to respond at their freedom. This is a true answer, is true. So the method of dividing the population element into two groups according to income, and then selecting a simple random sample from each group is called cluster sampling. Is it true or false?
False.
False. It's supposed to be a stratified sampling, kan? So this is false lah. Right? Very simple. Only 1 mark each. Right? Census is an attempt to measure every item in the population. So census are supposed to be, we take all members in the population. So this is true. The highest level of measurement is interval level. Is it true or false? So we already discussed this, right? The highest level should be a ratio. So this is false. And in simple random sampling, every item in the population has same chance of being selected. This is true lah. Because when we are using a random sampling, every member have a equal chance of being selected. Now, this is very simple, 5 marks, right? Easy to get. Now, let's look at question 1B. So, a university lecturer is doing a survey to obtain feedback on e-learning material on certain subject posted in the web page. Altogether, there are 160 students enrolled in the course. A sample of 40 students will be chosen at random. So you highlight the word random here. So once they are already mentioned random, selected at random, so means that you only going to employ randomized sampling techniques lah, or probabilistic sampling techniques. So there are 5 probabilistic sampling techniques that we already learned. First is simple random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, cluster and multi-stage. So either one of these 5, right? So state the population of this research. So what is the population?
All 160 students enrolled in the course.
So dia tak perlu mention 160 student lah. We just mention all student enroll in the course. So hanya cukup ada perkataan all lah. This is the magic word for all population. All students enroll in the course, right?
Let's say kalau contohnya letak 160 tu kira salah ke macam mana?
Tak berapa tepat lah. I require the word all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, state the variable of interest and determine its types. So what is the variable of interest? Dia nak obtain apa ni?
Feedback.
Yes, so level of interest is a feedback on e-learning material, right? So feedback on e-learning material. So you need to think a bit for a while. So what is the type of question yang you akan tanya dekat situ? Feedback, whether you the subject is easy to understand, right? So whether the content, the material content yang post in the web page tu is accessible or can be downloaded, right? Easy to understand, easy to make further discussion ke, right? So bila you tanya that kind of question, so what are the expected answer? What are the expected answer? For example, let's say the content is easy to understand. Yes or no? Are the content accessible? Yes or no? For example, kan? So since you have jawapan tu macam yes or no, right, is a categorical variable, right? So categorical variable is a qualitative variable lah. So yes or no lies under they only have two, either nominal scale or ordinal scale. Yes or no will lies under apa? Hey, come on. Yes or no itu lies under apa? Nominal or ordinal?
Nominal.
Nominal lah, right? So you just mentioned that the variable of interest is feedback on e-learning material, and the type is qualitative variable. So the scale of measurement is nominal, for example, right? So you got 2 marks. State the appropriate sampling techniques to be used for this research and give one reason for this technique. So what are the sampling technique yang sesuai? Huh? As I said, kita dah ada tadi, dia dah sebut the word random. There are going to be 5 possibilities. Either simple random sampling, stratified, systematic, cluster, or multi-stage. Which one is suitable? We have 160 students. We want to select 40 students only. So the best sampling technique is apa?
Simple random sampling.
Should be simple random sampling lah. So simple random sampling. So give one reason for this, for using this technique. So every member have equal chance to be selected, right? So one of the example or one of the reason, right? The selection bias can be reduced, right? And then lagi apa? Apa yang advantage dalam simple random sampling, you can put it here. But just put 1 or 2 is enough already, right? And then number 4, explain briefly how to select 40 students as a respondent from 160 students if the lecturer use systematic sampling techniques. So here you need to do point list. Number 1, I tak nak you buat the essay. Jangan buat essay. Right, remember. Dia kata dekat sini, explain briefly. You just put it in point. 1, what is the first step? Second step. Third step. Apa dia? You need to explain one by one. Jangan buat dalam bentuk essay. Ada 90 students to marks. So kalau you buat essay, I tak boleh baca panjang-panjang. Ada banyak sangat soalan nak tanda. So you buat dalam bentuk point. First is you need to obtain the K value. Obtain the K value. So obtain K value. So janganlah stop dekat sini. You need to mention what is K. K is equal to total population divided by sample. So 160 divided by 40. So it should be berapa? Hey, come on. 160 divided by 40. Berapa? Ha? 4 lah. And number 2, select first respondent from between 1 to 4, between 1 and 4 using simple random sampling. Right? Number 3, select the subsequent respondent using K interval. Right? Sudahlah, habislah, dapat 2 markah lagi. Sorry, 4 markah kat sini kan. So 4 markah. So now, what is the most appropriate method of data collection to be used in the survey? State one advantage of using this method. So what are the data collection method that we have learned? We have a questionnaire method, observation, lagi apa? Face to face, lagi apa? Ada 4 semua kan? Refer balik nota. Telephone interview, right? Mail questionnaire. Mail dia termasuk dalam questionnaire jugalah kan? Mail questionnaire, telephone interviews, lagi kita ada face to face, observation and questionnaire. So what are the suitable data collection method here? Is it hard to find the correspondent? It should be direct questionnaire, right? Direct questionnaire, and state one of the advantage: fast response, less cost, right? Lagi apa? Dia kata less cost means labor cost will be reduced, fast, easy to get respondent, easy to get feedback, and so on. And then the last question here, list 3 characteristics of good questionnaire. So means that when you ask 3 characteristics, you just need to give 1, 2, and 3. Jangan senarai banyak lah. Jangan bagi banyak pilihan. Okay, tulis-tulis semua. Okay, sir, pilihlah yang mana jawapan betul. I don't have time for that. So you just give 3 exact answer. Right? First characteristic good questionnaire is precise and simple. According to objective. Right? Lagi apa?
Finish the questionnaire in a proper.
List the questionnaire in proper sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just list 3 saja. Right? Ada banyak kan? You just list 3. So jangan list lebih daripada 3 lah. Dia minta 3, bagi 3 saja. Right? Jangan bagi beberapa option. Okay, sir pilih yang mana jawapan betul. I don't have time for that lah. Right? So I akan pilih yang 3 ke atas saja. Okay. So question number 2. Let's look at question number 2. So the daily cost for food consumption spent by manager in 1 week. So there are 30, 40, 13, 25, 15, 12 and 30. So first question is find the mean and mode for the daily expenditure. So mean x bar. So this is a very easy question. X bar equal to summation of xi divided by n. So summation of xi berapa? Tambah semua ni lah. So what is the answer? Come on.
19.29.
No, the summation of x. Summation of x equal to 135. Divide by how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divide by 7 equal to 19.29. So this is the how we answer the question. We don't need to give jangan bagi terus answer. You bagi answer terus, there are no marks for you. You need to show how you get the answer. Right? You need to show how you get the answer, then you will get 1 marks. So mode, what is the mode? Mode is the most frequent value. So we have 30 here. And then kita ada lagi apa? Ada yang muncul lagi? Tak ada kan? So mode is equal to 30. Right? Okay? So now, B, number 2. So how to answer this one? By comparing the mean and mode in number 1, determine the shape of distribution and sketch the distribution pattern for the above data. So we have learned the characteristic of mean, mode and median, right? So when we have a skew to the left, the skew to the right distribution, this is from negative infinity to infinity, mode should be here, mean should be somewhere here, and median should be here. It means that mode is the lowest value, so you will get skewed to the right distribution. So when you have skewed to the left distribution, right, skewed to the left distribution, this is from negative infinity to infinity. So this is skewed to the left distribution. Mode should be here, mean should be somewhere here, and median here. So since mode is the largest value, mode is larger than mean, so we can say that the distribution is skewed to the left, right? And the shape of distribution should be like this lah. You need to draw sikit lah. If you draw, you need to draw properly lah. Draw properly. It should be like this, right? Okay. Now B. The following table show the distribution of rainfall from August 2012 for 90 cities. So we have the total here should be 90 lah, right? You should count properly. So this is 10 up to 15, 15 up to 20. So if you look at the upper class limit for the first class is equal to the lower class limit of the second class. So we have a class boundary, right? So calculate mean and standard deviation for the above data. So first let's focus on mean, right? So mean, we need to have a summation of fx, right, divided by summation of f. So how to get summation of fx? So first we have a class size. First step, we need to calculate for the midpoint. So midpoint, right? So midpoint should be 15 plus 10 divided by 2. So 15 plus 10 divided by 2. It should be 12. This is 12.5. This is 17.5. This is 22.5. 27.5. 32.5, and this is 37.5, right? So then you just plug in into the formula dalam calculator. Mana calculator I? This is, yep. Masuk dalam calculator lah, tekan mode, and then you find statistics number 3, and then find 1. But this is not what we want, so we just click on shift mode, and then we need to find frequency number 4 for frequency on, and then do the step number 2, which is find this one. So you need to have this kind of interface. So x should be 12.5, and then this is 17.5, and this is 22.5, 27.5, 32.5, and the last one is 37.5. And then next step is to input your frequency. First is 8, 12, 28, 21, 14, and 7. Right? So you have overall you have 6 classes lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So next step, tekan shift 1. And then click on 3. So summation of x ni represents summation of fx. So you tekan 2, it should be 2, 2, 3, 5. This is 2, 2, 3, 5. Right? Kalau yang Allah hilang dah. So divide by 90. The summation of f. So this one should be berapa? 2235 divided by 90. So it should be equal to 24.83. Right. So first question you need to pay more attention. So if you're wrong at the first question, standard deviation and mean, so the next question number 4 ni you akan question number 5 you akan salah jugalah. And then for standard deviation, it should be equal to square root of summation of fx square minus summation of fx, and then you square divide by summation of f, everything divided by n, summation of f minus 1. So what is the answer for summation of fx square? Can you calculate for me? Summation of fx square sama dengan berapa? Huh? Come on. You need to be fast. So masa tak banyak.
Sir,
Yes.
59612.5.
59612.5 minus 2235 and then squared divided by 90. Everything divided by 90 minus 1, so it should be 89 and then square root. Right? So what is the answer? It should be equal to 6.795. 6 lah. Okay, 4 decimal point. Should be nice. Okay. So now, next question number 2. Construct a less than ogive. So how to construct a less than ogive? First, you look at the data. First, what you need to do is to construct a cumulative frequency. This is a frequency, and then you need to create a new table which represent a cumulative frequency. Right? So this one should be start from 0. This is 8, 20. Means 8 plus 12 equal to 20. 20 plus 28 is equal to 48. 48 plus 21 should be equal to 69. Plus 14 should be equal to 83. And the last one should be equal to 90. Right? So we know that our y-axis should be until 90 lah. Right? So we have, let's see, from here, then I tambah lagi satu. Okay lah. So you need to do it properly ya. Let's say I buat sebelah ni lah. Okay, view. I need to change the ruler to become like this. Alright. Kecil sikit kot. Okay. Alright. So 90 I think boleh guna ni kot. 10, 20. Alright. So this one, y-axis will represent apa? Y-axis represent cumulative of cities. So I say number of cities lah. Number of cities. And x-axis represent rainfall. This one represent rainfall in cm, right? And then you should start with 0 kan? So start with 0, and then what is the 10 to 15. So we start from 10, 15. This is 20, 25, 30, 35. Kecil sangat lah. So maybe I kena besarkan sikit. This is 10, 15, 20. This is 25, 30, 35. Let's say this is a 40 lah. Ni boleh bawa ke depan sikit. Oops. Oops. Okay. Okay. For the first one should be 8. So you tanda 8 lah. So this is from 0. This is less than less than 15. So kita menggunakan less than kan. This is less than 15, less than 10, less than 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So less than 40 should be 90 lah. It should be somewhere here. Right, less than 15 should be 8. Less than 10 should be 0. And then less than 20 should be 20. Yep. Less than 25 should be 48. So 48 somewhere here. And less than 30 should be 69. 69 should be somewhere here. And less than 35 should be 83. 83 should be somewhere here. Right? Okay. So then you connect the point lah. Connect the point. You need to do it properly. Right? And then the graph title and ogive shows the distribution of rainfall for based on number of cities. Based on number of cities. Right? So cukup. So you already have less than ogive. Right? So 3 marks here kan. Sikit saja markers kat sini. So 3 marks. It's supposed to be 5 marks. Oops. Okay. This one done already. So number 3, if 40% of city have rainfall less than X cm. So find X. So 40% of the city has rainfall less than X cm. So how to find X? So we have, until here, we have 100%, right? So if you want to find 40%, so how are you going to do that? So we know that 90 is equal to 100%. If you want to find 40%, so 40% multiply with 90, you will get the number of cities. How many number of cities? So how are you going to do that? 40 multiply with 90 divided by 100. It should be equal to 36. So you need to find 36 properly in your graph. Let's say kalau you punya graph dia ada lagi kotak kan. Ada kotak-kotak kat sini. Let's say this is 50 dekat sini lah. So carefully cari, you draw dalam graph you properly. Right? So it should be somewhere here lah. Okay? So dekat sini berapa? Let's say this is 20 to 25 and middle here should be 20, this one should be 22.5, this one maybe 23, right? So berapa cm? X is equal to 23 lah. Very simple. So X is equal to 23, right? So calculate the model value of the rainfall distribution. This one very simple lah. Since the first question they ask you to the second question they ask you to construct a less than ogive. So you need to calculate lah. Dekat sini pun dia kata kat you calculate the model value. So how to calculate the model value? Let's say kita buat dekat bawah ni. This one boleh padam lah. Right? So what is the formula of calculating model value? Mode should be equal to lower class boundary of the model class plus the different frequency of the model class minus frequency before the model class, which is theta 0 plus theta 1. Theta 1 is a frequency of the model class minus frequency after the model class. Multiply with the class size of the model class. Right. So now, let's look at the frequency table. Right. Just focus on frequency table. Right. So, based on the frequency table, which class has the highest frequency? This one, right? 28. So 28 is the highest frequency. So this is the model class, right? The third class is our model class. This is a model class, right? So now lower class boundary, which is equal to how much? Lower class boundary is equal to 20 plus theta 0 means that frequency of the model class minus frequency before the model class. 28 minus 12 equal to 16 divided by, this is the same value, 16 plus theta 1 is equal to 28 minus 21, means frequency of the model class minus frequency after the model class. 28 minus 21 should be equal to 7. And multiply with the class size. Class size we have upper class boundary minus lower class boundary equal to 5. So now you can calculate the value of mode. So 16 divided by 16 plus 7 multiply with 5 plus 20. It should be equal to 23.478. Right? So this is the model value. Now, number 5. Number 5, distribution of rainfall. Distribution of rainfall in August 2013 has the mean and standard deviation of 20.4 and 5.43 respectively. Determine which year has more consistent distribution of rainfall. So we are in this table, we are focusing for August 2012. For August 2012, let's look at this one. August, kita guna color lain, senang nak nampak. Let's say I use a blue color. August 2012. This is what we already done. So August 2012, mean is equal to 2012 is equal to 24.83. And standard deviation 2012 is equal to how much? 6.7956. So this is the first value we already obtained. So the value that they give us in question number 5 is August 2013. X bar for 2013 is equal to 20.40, right? 24.0. And S for 2013 is equal to 5.43, right? So we want to know which year have a consistent rainfall, consistent distribution of rainfall. Maksudnya dia tak scattered. So we are using coefficient of variation. So coefficient of variation 2012 should be standard deviation divided by mean multiplied with 100%. It should be expressed in term of percentage. So this one should be 6.7956. Let's say kita ambil 2 decimal point lah, since they already give us 2 decimal point. So we standardize the standard deviation here should be in 2 decimal point. It should be 6.80 lah. Okay. So this one should be 6.80 divided by 24.83 multiplied with 100%. So this one should be berapa? 6.8 divided by 24.83 multiplied with 100% should be equal to 27.39, right? You just round out into 2 decimal point. And then for coefficient of variation 2013, 5.43 divided by 20.40 multiplied with 100%. So this one should be 5.43 divided 20.40 multiplied with 100%. This one is 26.62%. So which year has a consistent rainfall?
August 2013.
2013 lah. Since COV 2013 is less than COV 2012, we can conclude that distribution of rainfall in August 2013 is more consistent compared to August 2012, right? Okay, this is how we do it. 3 marks. Okay, ada soalan tak setakat ni? So for question number 3, basically it's a repeated type of question lah. I just ambil daripada past year question yang lain. So you can do it here. You can do it very easy. And question number 4 should be also easy, right? So I want you to do it by yourself lah before you attend test number 1 next week. This week, end of this week. Make sure you try buat question number 3 and number 4 ni lah. And then try to download past year question dalam library, right? Buat sebanyak mungkin, at least 3 or 4 year lah for semester. Baru I think you ready for test number 1 lah. Okay? Ada soalan tak before we end our session here? Soalan?
No, sir. Untuk model class, kena guna pada 3 decimal tu atau 2?
Better we fix 2 decimal point lah. Kalau kita buat 2 decimal point, let's say we fix lah, every numbers yang kita calculate for question dalam test or final exam, every number we fix 2 decimal point, except in time series analysis. Nanti kita tak belajar lagi time series analysis, kita akan belajar at the end of the subject lah nanti, second last topic. For time series saja kita akan ambil 4 decimal point, but other than that 2 decimal point. Okay, so this one should also equal to 2 decimal point, you round off lah, 23.48. Okay, ada soalan lain? Ya.
Nanti masa test, kalau ada histogram semua, kena guna color ke?
Histogram you need to use graph paper lah. Make sure you have a graph paper lah, exam standard, yang warna hijau tu. So color means if you are using, if they want you to construct a bar chart, for example a cluster bar chart or stack bar chart, then you need to use color lah. Right, for histogram only we are focusing only one variable, so you don't need to use color, right? So if you have more time and then you feel boring, right, so you can color on histogram. Okay, soalan lain? So if you don't have question, then I think we should stop here, right? We will continue on Thursday. Kita akan meet lagi. So we will look another tutorial on Thursday. Maybe we will discuss on question number 3 or a new question, right? Maybe we discuss a new question lah. Question number 3, you do it by yourself, right? I think that's all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.